Founder of Best Kept Self with your Monday morning pep talk. For those of you that are super observant, you probably realize that a pep talk did not go out last week, and that is because I made the personal choice to just not do it. I had family in town, we had some personal engagements, I had a lot to wrap up before I could truly take the time off and enjoy my weekend and those days that I was able to take some personal time. So as a business owner, you know that you have to be incredibly flexible with that priority and that to-do list, because sometimes it's going to need to shift multiple times in a week, maybe multiple times in a day. And if you first and foremost don't have the ability to be flexible, then your business is always going to own you. Now, the second thing is, we've been talking about this work-life balance topic for the past 30 days on the blog. In fact, it was our webinar over wine topic last week. And entrepreneurs, I think, have an especially hard time finding that equilibrium, which is a much better word, we think, than balance, between work-life balance, simply because work and life tend to mesh so seamlessly as an entrepreneur than, say, another career path. So as an entrepreneur, not only do you have to stay flexible, but there's one other key to truly achieving this sense of equilibrium or work-life balance in your personal and professional life. And that is to overcome the feelings of guilt, because it's not actually so much of an issue or so difficult to get that work-life balance. It's the guilt that comes with making the trade-off to instead do something personal for yourself, or instead do something for work when you know you should be at a personal engagement of some sort. There's an immense amount of guilt that you feel. Guilt leading down to not feeling like you're doing enough. Guilt that this is going to impact your success. Guilt that people are going to be angry. Guilt that you're going to let people down in personal and professional life. So when you make a decision to actually practice this equilibrium, what you really need to be focusing on is managing those feelings of guilt, because let's face it, I don't know if they ever necessarily go away. So when I made the decision last week not to do a pep talk, I felt that innate kind of guilt starting to rise to the top. And I thought about it the next day, I thought about it the Monday when, that morning when a video didn't go out to you guys. I thought about it even a week later. I thought about it this morning about how, gosh, I didn't do it. And that is a key signal that your business is owning you, that you don't in fact own your business. So what do you do when you start to feel those signs and those feelings of guilt over making a trade-off to practice equilibrium? Well, I found that actually practicing gratitude is one of the fastest ways to quell those feelings. And you know how much we love to practice gratitude, you know all the amazing benefits it brings to your life. But I find immediately when you feel that sense of guilt and insecurity about that, you simply start practicing gratitude. You start giving thanks to all the things that you're able to do and all the things that this trade-off that you've made is allowing you to do. And you spend 5-10 minutes, however long it takes, but I promise you, if you can sit there in the moment, be present, feel some gratitude, express some appreciation, that guilt starts to subside. So I leave you with that. I want to ask you, and I want you to think about, are you being, first of all, flexible in your business to allow priorities to change and to realize that some things just really aren't that big of a deal if they don't get done? And the second thing is, yes, great, you can achieve work-life balance, you know what you need to do there, but are you managing the feelings of guilt that are going to come about when you make these trade-offs to actually practice the equilibrium in your life that we're all seeking? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on what works really well for you for overcoming those feelings of guilt when you decide to do something either for your personal life or for your business where you're feeling guilty about the trade-off that you've made. How are you overcoming that? I'd love to hear your tips. And then I'd also love to hear about how you stay flexible. Is there a special strategy or tactic that helps you make decisions or helps you prioritize what you're going to do now and versus what can fall lower on your to-do list? Any of those tips are really excellent advice for all of us partaking and listening in. So thank you, and again, thanks for being patient and letting me take a week off last week so I can enjoy some time with family and practice what we preach here at Best Kept Self, and we will chat with you next week.